Sharad Kohli, senior economist, is joining us live on the broadcast. Sharad, how much has Ayodhya transformed over the last few months?
Well, thank you so much, Uday, and good morning to all the NewsX viewers. Indeed, the transformation has been massive. From a tiny little sleepy town where I went there a few years ago, and I was just there a couple of weeks ago, and I saw that the town is no more the same. The level of infrastructure development is absolutely marvelous. I mean, the roads, the roadsides, the way lights have been designed, aesthetically, there is a laser show which happens. The riverside of Saryu has been done up, and of course the temple. Let's not forget the temple. 85,000 crores is the total amount which has been committed to this town. But I would say that because I was just there a couple of weeks ago, I would say that there's work in progress because. For example, for the tourists, if we take the hotels, there's only one hotel called Park Inn, I think, which is by Radisson. So I'm told ITC and Taj Group are coming up with a couple of more hotels, with a few more lined up. So what I had to do personally was I had to stay in Lucknow because I couldn't find a hotel in Ayodhya because there's work in progress. It doesn't mean that it's not there. Probably had I gone after a year or so, I would have found plenty of options. So I stayed in Lucknow. So which is what brings me to the point today that Ayodhya as a place or infrastructure boost for Ayodhya is proving to be a boon for the surrounding areas, for places as far as Lucknow, and for Uttar Pradesh as a whole, which is it is going to bring so many people. 31 crore people in 2023 visited Ayodhya and Kashi combined together, and let's not forget that this number is before consecration was done on 22nd January. So you can imagine what 2024 numbers would be like. So I think it's going to be absolutely out of the world. And the kind of, tourists coming from abroad today. There are a lot of people who are coming from abroad. Of course, they do come to India, their friends, relatives, and they do go for places to visit here. But Ayodhya is on top of the list, which implies that Ayodhya is actually bringing, those 3 crore Indians who are settled abroad. I'm only referring to Indians. I'm not including foreigners for now. I'm sure there's going to be some foreigners as well who will be coming to Ayodhya, minus the spiritual reason, or maybe with spiritual reason. We see a lot of ISKCON followers going there. But the number of foreign tourists, which Ayodhya by itself is bringing, is amazing. I mean, people have on their itinerary that we'll go to Ayodhya, then we'll go to Mumbai, we'll go to Goa, we'll go to other places. And as I said earlier on your channel, Uday, that these tourists are of two kinds. One are very staunchly religious people who come there. Some of them will travel barefoot. They will probably walk to the temple from wherever they are barefoot. And there are others who are not staunchly religious, but they want to see what has happened in Ayodhya. They want to see how's this Ram temple come up. They want to look at the places around. They want to get a feel of the town. So I think the best part of Ayodhya is it's not just bringing an out and out religious tourism, it's also bringing general tourism. And the benefit it is going to bring to the economy. When I went there, I saw that the brands have already started pitching. Reliance has got a new brand called Campa. We used to have this soft drink, years ago. That is backed with a bang in Ayodhya. Then there are other brands, I saw on dhabas, there was this Adani Wilmar advertising about Fortune Group of oils and so and so. So, it is bringing brands, it's bringing tourists, it's bringing foreign exchange to the country. Most importantly, Uttar Pradesh as a state with 25 crore people is going to be hugely benefited by this development. I think UP as it is, has become the third largest state vis-a-vis economy is concerned. But now you will see that tourism is going to put this in a different league altogether. About $200 billion, Uday, is our tourism revenue out of the 3.75 or 3.8 trillion dollars of our GDP. This number is going to grow and it will be attributed to Ayodhya. I can say that with conviction. So I think what you see here is that if there is government's will, if there is government's intention which is there to make sure that development happens in that area, nothing can come in the way. Nothing can stop it. So if somebody can ask that, why wasn't it there until today? That is because the governments before this, before 2014, there was no initiative by the government. I have seen Ayodhya in 2012, 2013 also. You know, one tiny little, tent where Ramlala was there, but that was of course for other reasons. But otherwise also the town could have been developed even then. Even if the temple wasn't there, the town could have been developed because of the relevance of Ayodhya, but there was no attention paid. And I think ever after the Supreme Court judgment came, the government took the initiative. And today Ayodhya is a completely different place. The real estate development, why did I forget that? The kind of real estate prices which we see in Ayodhya, you will see some of the best places in the country competing with it in the next couple of years. People like Gurugram, people like Bangalore, places like Mumbai, places like Bangalore, Gurugram, you will see these places matching up to the real estate prices which you're going to see in Ayodhya. So I think all in all, a perfect branding has been done spiritually as well as infrastructure wise. And I think this branding is going to go a long way and the number of tourists are going to increase. But I have a point to make here. That is, if we need people to keep coming here, we will have to make sure that the connectivity of the place, because once when I plan, I will definitely go even if I have to face connectivity issues. But if I plan it for the second time, the third time, if I want to be a repeat tourist, I must have a proper connectivity. And infrastructure also should be up to the mark. So it is upon the people also. What government has done, it's fair. But it's up to the people to make sure that that infrastructure is maintained. That infrastructure is preserved in the manner and spirit in which the government brought it. If you have people spitting on the walls, that pan and so on and so forth, I don't think any place can survive in the long term. So I think the onus is also on the tourists who are visiting there. If they want to keep coming back again and again, at the same time, the onus is on the local authorities to make sure that the infrastructure remains up to the mark for a longer time. Uday, over to you.
All right, let me in fact quickly play out what people of Ayodhya now